Clash between two college blue bloods dressed in red and green, the Michigan State Spartans and the Boston University Terriers.
The wall.
Lee can dance. Here he is around the net, stops on both. Going hand. Watch out, turnover, short-handed. Nielsen's got a chance. Score!
Lane that just no one else can do. I mean,
beautiful play. Short-handed again. Saved by Yegorov and covers up as
Green.
Harvey's been confident with the puck tonight, number 12. There comes Bear back to Fondrick. Fondrick shot, Boumedienne scores! Sasha Boumedienne! There was right there. Long pass up. Lindstrom in alone. Score! 3-on-2. Shot, save, Yegorov, rebound is loose. Another save, he is sprawling. Here they come again, and Lindstrom sends it across. Van Sage shot over the head of Yegorov. Score! He finally got it.
Just know what you're going to get every time he jumps over the boards.
Pass in front. Eisenman has it. Goes to Hudson, back to Eisenman. In front, score! Off the skate. 6 seconds left. Pass in front. It's going to come to McLaughlin. Bounces over his stick, and that's going to do it. As away from...
He's got to be thrilled with the Michigan State Spartans coming in to a hostile building and just putting the foot to the metal. Trey Augustine did his part.
Can we just get your overall takeaways?
Yeah, it was just a ugly game from our standpoint. They played great. They executed the way they play the game perfectly. We did not. Opening face-off, we actually win the face-off when we give them a 2-on-1. We're lucky they didn't score there. We're handing them breakaways in the first period, 2-on-1s, not managing the puck. Just a lot of careless mistakes. We've been over it for the last couple of days on how they play. They're pretty direct, but we don't want to play that way. We want to, hang on to it and wait for them to steal it from us, not win a battle. And there's just it just was not good hockey from our standpoint. But again, give them credit; they played excellent.
So do you think it's more so that your team was more committed to the way they wanted to play as opposed to just like sloppy play, and that was kind of the reason for those turnovers, et cetera?
You're saying they were committed? They were much more committed than us. If you watch that game, that wasn't even.
Yeah, you mentioned that like your players didn't. I'm trying to think how to phrase this. That you told them how they should be playing, and that they didn't kind of follow that game plan.
They didn't want to follow any game plan. Let's start right from the start. We weren't connected. It was ugly. It was really ugly. I don't know how many times we got inside against them. Yeah, we scored. I don't even count the second power play goal. We get one power play goal. We had nothing even strength. Nothing. We had maybe 1 or 2 chances even strength. It's hard to play against a team like that. They're big, strong, have good sticks. You got to have a willingness to get inside. You got to have a willingness to get pucks there. You have to have a willingness to get it behind them and go win a puck battle in the corner. You got to support each other. There wasn't a whole lot of support. And on the other side, there was the way they played, ton of support, playing fast, just getting it up, getting it in, getting behind us. We could learn from them a little bit.
Would you make a Big Mike and how he played tonight?
Big Mike was fine. The first period, you got 2 seconds in, you have a 2-on-1, then we give him a breakaway. The first goal was tipped. Mike was fine.
Now you want to try to ignore the #1 ranking, but do you think that seeped in at all?
I don't think so. They were just a much better hockey team. It's really hard to judge rankings 2 weeks, 3 weeks into the season. So I don't think anyone put a lot of stock into that, and Michigan State certainly didn't.
You give up that shorty. What did you see on that 5-minute power play? What was going wrong for you guys?
Probably execution. Clearly, execution. We drop a puck and it wasn't clean, and all of a sudden, we mishandle it, and they're in on a breakaway. Just the execution. I thought guys were trying to do it alone instead of together. And again, give them credit. They have a good kill. That they pack it in. They don't give you a lot of lanes to get the pucks to the net. We didn't have a willingness to be direct in every area of the game, not just the power play, even strength. and you have to play direct against them, or it's not going to be pretty.
The team generated a little bit at the end of the second period, but coming out in the third, those first couple of minutes, gave up a goal, gave up a penalty. Tell us a little bit about what happened there.
Yeah, they were, give them credit. They were pressing us, and they took advantage of it, and we weren't ready for it. I think the fourth goal was a turnover in the neutral zone. They come back down on us, kind of get a bounce off the end wall and put it in the back of the net. And from that point, it just seemed like our group was completely deflated. We didn't have much after that.
How much do you think youth plays a role in a performance like this early in the year?
I think it plays a role, no question. They have some young guys over there too. So, but yeah, it plays a role. Certainly we weren't ready for the moment today, some of our guys. I'm not just putting it on the young guys either. We had some guys that have been here that they didn't have their best tonight either.
Did you make a Boumedien's goal after that goal was called off at Colgate last week? Was that different?
Yeah, it was great to see him get on the board early on here. It's a great shot. That was pretty simple. Sees a shot lane, sees a guy in front of the net, shoots it there. But we didn't have a lot of guys that wanted to do that.
How do you reset for tomorrow?
Yeah, we have to. We don't really have a choice. You got to just get some rest tonight. We'll look at some stuff tomorrow. And this is good, like this time of year where your team gets a chance to respond. They kind of see what these guys are made of, and that's important this time of year. It's not going to be easy, I'll tell you that. I think they learned that tonight. So it's going to be a really good way to see what we're kind of made of tomorrow night and see what type of response we have.
What do you make of tonight's turnovers, and just how much do you credit that to yourself versus their forecheck?
I'd say it's a little bit of both, but I'd say it's more ourselves. We have guys open, but we want to cut back and we want to turn and we want to. It was a problem. Against a team like that, you have to advance pucks north, and we didn't want to.
Thanks, everyone.